Weekly Kabbalistic wisdom. Few minutes sharing with you just one powerful secret, Kabbalistic secret that can help hopefully awaken our consciousness and give us more ability to tune in to the energy, the opportunity that the universe is giving us in this specific week. We're in the week of the portion called Lecha, the story of Abraham as the revelation of the Creator and guiding him to leave behind everything that he had, his birthplace, family, community, and the Creator is guiding him to go to the Holy Land. Each one of the words that being used in the Torah, in the Bible, are codes. We are not reading the story of Abraham or a piece of history. We are reading secrets that can help each one of us to awaken much more elevated consciousness in this week and any other time of the year in our lives. When you think about the idea of being blessed, we all want to be blessed. The Kabbalists explain the Creator, God, created a flawless reality, universe, by which all the blessings exist and destined to manifest in your life, in our life, in humanity life. To connect and to be able to draw down those blessings, as the Kabbalists explain, when we think about a blessing and we think about drawing and manifesting the blessing that is related only to us, only to our process, only to our needs, this mindset, this consciousness is probably one of the most powerful mindsets that blocks the ability of those blessings to become manifest in our lives. To be able to draw down blessings in our lives, beside of having the desire for the blessings, as the Kabbalists explain, we should ask for those blessings to become manifest for the world. Now, it doesn't have to be that we expand our perception and mindset and asking for the whole world, but at least for another human being, another few people that we know that can benefit from those blessings that we ask for ourselves. Any ask that is coming from a selfish need, when we request for anything from God, from the universe, from the Creator, from the light, when we ask, and it is coming from my personal need without recognizing the need of other people for that same blessing, when you realize that this is one of the main things that blocks the energy from becoming manifest, you begin to think different. You begin to think bigger. No longer asking just for me because I feel that need. If I feel that need, probably there are many other people in the world with the same need. Why not to ask for them as well? This week can help each one of us to restore consciousness of true sharing in the world. Restoring consciousness of sharing in the world. And before we going into the world, first restoring consciousness of sharing inside of each one of us. What makes the connection with the energy, with the life force, with blessings, as we teach, it's only when we awaken affinity with that same energy. The energy, the light of the Creator, has one essence, the desire to share endless good. When we realize different aspects in our life that we might experience a lack, we might experience some void, we might experience emptiness. We might experience absence of fulfillment. All of those moments in our life are there not to make any of us going through pain, are there just to awaken greater desire. Because unfortunately, the time that we ask is the time that we feel the need. And if we don't feel the need, we don't ask. If we would grow our consciousness into that place that regardless to the level of energy that I experience, I always ask for more, and not from a place of greed, but from a place of recognizing that I haven't fulfilled yet my vessel capacity, spiritual capacity of revealing the light. And why should I reveal the light? As the Kabbalists explain, there is a verse says, "En noten ma she'en bo," I cannot give what I don't have. And if we think about our ability to influence the world around us, in small ways, big ways, but to influence, to become an influencer. Abraham, and all of the story around Abraham, it is all about becoming influencer. Abraham was the first, probably, and the biggest influencer in the world. Awakened so many people around him to realize their role in life, their potential in life, what they are truly capable of in life. Awakening them to realize the different things that they need to transform to be able to create that space inside of themselves to manifest what their soul came to manifest in this life. Today, to become an influencer, you need to become maybe a big figure in the social media. This is what today, in our generation, they call influencers. This is not what we're speaking about. To become an influencer, it is a mindset that we need to awaken every day in our lives. Influencer is the person that has the mindset to influence the world around him. And of course, we cannot really change anything around unless we first of all influencing and making the changes in our own destiny. If a person comes into this life, at the time of birth, with one type of spiritual DNA, and they leave the world with the same type of spiritual DNA, the Kabbalists would look at it as a wasted time. We're not here to live by the same spiritual DNA. We're here to elevate above destiny, above whatever spiritual DNA that we came with in this life. And this is why with the story of Abraham, we learned that Abraham could see that he couldn't have kids. However, God promised Abraham that there will be countless generations that will come from him. And we know that Abraham did have kids in a very late stage in his life, but he had kids. Not only kids, he had the kids that from them, all the spiritual wisdom manifested in the world and all the generations to come were influenced by them. The work that each one of us needs to do goes a lot with changing the belief system that we have about ourselves. What we truly believe we are capable of. Do you really believe that you are not going to be, but you are an influencer? Maybe you didn't perceive yourself this way. Maybe you didn't find a way to manifest this power that exists inside of you. Abraham, as we learn in Kabbalah, is the chariot. It's called Merkava, a chariot for the level of the dimension called Chesed, which is energy of mercy, sharing. And this is the mindset. As you wake up every day, when you awaken this thought, this desire, this kind of a search, how can I influence today in greater level than before? How can I share in a greater level than before? You probably will find opportunities, and it can be with one individual. It doesn't need to be with the entire world. The change never begins with the entire world. It begins with you. It begins with you influencing and thinking and pushing yourself in a spiritual direction of questioning, how can I influence more in my world? How can I make things different? I have the ability. You have the ability to make a difference. But if you don't bring it and awaken this thought and desire, every day, probably you will not act on it. Probably you will not be in that direction. So you end up just to be influenced by people and by the world around you. This week, we received this infusion of light, of energy, of awakening. First of all, to see that we're destined to become influencers, reminding ourselves that being influencer, it is not about being in a social media influencing millions of people to buy a product. Being an influencer is finding our own ways to influence transformation and change and elevation, even with one individual in our world around us. At least begin with this. And realizing that this singular thought not only can inspire you, but can give you the clarity about the unique way that your soul came to influence in this life. We can join, we can awaken all of this light and energy and wisdom internally this week with the energy that exists this week. I want to read one verse from the ancient text of the Zohar. We read the Zohar not only for the deep wisdom that exists inside, but we read the Zohar to connect and to awaken a higher level of vibration of energy inside of ourselves, at the soul level, and in the world around us. The Zohar writes, Lech Lecha מארצך וגומר, רבי אבא פתח ואמר, שימו אליי אבירי לב, הרחוקים מצדקה, שימו אליי אבירי לב, כמה תקיפין ליבאיו דחייבם. דחמן שבילי ואורחי דאורייתא, ולם הסתכלן בהון, וליבאיו תקיפין, דלם מהדרין בתיובתא לגבי מראה הון, ועדכון אבירי לב הרחוקים מצדקה, דמתרחקי מאורייתא. And this verse speaks directly about the concept, the secret that I shared with you before. The energy that exists now, and we want to take advantage over it and hopefully to use it any day of our lives, it is to restore the energy of sharing within us, because this is the key to be able to draw and to manifest any blessing in our lives. I hope this helped you, and hopefully we will be able to share more secrets in coming videos this coming week. I want to wish to all of you to have a blessed and amazing, powerful, awakened week. We'll talk soon.